We have one final reader this evening, Brandon Teets, who's here somewhere. There he is. Who's Good Sex, Great Prayers. Excellent. I'm going to say this. I said on the podcast, and I felt bad about it, but I'm going to say it again in front of a group of people. Do not let this title mislead you. This book is much better than that title. So I'll say it right now. It's an excellent book. Rob has a little short bio. And should we mention that afterwards, we are all going to go out and have a bite to eat. You guys are all welcome to join us. Rob has information on where we're going specifically, so stick around for a few minutes afterwards if you're interested.
All right, so Brandon Teets is the author of Out of Touch and Good Sex, Great Prayers. His short stories have been widely published, appearing in Warned and Bound, Spark, Solarcidal Tendencies, and most recently Burnt Tongues, the Chuck Palahniuk anthology. Notice no mention of Richard Thomas.
I wanted to when I got him.
We're going to do that. Okay. He's also a regular contributor for Lit Reactor, Kirk, right? A little shout out for Kirk there. And tabrag.com. Brandon Teets. All right. I'm going to make a special request before Brandon starts to read. If we could do an Instagram selfie, with the crowd in the background.
Oh, yeah. Oh, God.
Any requests?
Let's get our queen on.
You get the booked guys on either side of you, and then so these guys are behind us.
Are you
What is this Instagram thing that you guys are talking about?
You're gonna duck face.
I'll duck face.
I will look not.
I will duck face. You guys, anybody can duck face who wants to.
Put them on.
Here we go. You got this.
I do this. I got it.
Let's put the camera on.
A lot closer.
Yeah, we're not.
All right, and then we'll pick the filter afterwards.
Yeah, but
That's a voting process.
But it looks like a Valencia.
I know I'm an ex-pro too.
Ooh, yeah, that's a sinker. Thanks for getting it warmed up, Ben. All right, so as the let me get the thank yous out of the way first because I always forget. But thank you very much to Booked for getting on board with this crazy train, and to the authors, and to City Lit Books. This is actually my first bookstore reading ever. I'm used to having a bar like right about where those stacks are. This is kind of new because normally I'd have a couple shots beforehand, but we'll do that after. So I'm going to read some of my story Dietary from this book. It was co-edited by Chuck Palahniuk, author of Fight Club. I'm sure you all know him. And that beautiful fucking angel right there, Richard Thomas, who Richard does this thing where if you try to compliment him, he will Haley Joel Osment pay it forward to 3 other people. So it's like, I really liked your story in Shivers, Richard, and be like, oh, thank you. I couldn't have done it without Stephen King, Max Sperry, and that old whore Meryl Streep. He'll just deflect the compliment elsewhere. But this book seriously could not have happened without Richard. We had a guy who I will not mention. He kind of sat on it for a year. Richard got this thing. 3 months later, this bitch was sold. All because Richard, and he read the slush pile. How many stories do you think he read? Like 1,000? Over 1,000?
Yeah, it's like over 100 a month for a year.
Yeah. This guy, and not all of them were gems.
No.
There were some crappy ones in there. There were some Fight Club 2s in there. This guy really did the work. So, seriously, buy his stuff. He's got the New Black up there, right? And he gets published once a week anyway, so you can get a lot of his stuff for free. So, I'm not going to read the whole thing because we'll be here all night, and then we won't get to the important part, which is the drinking. So, I'm going to start in the middle here. And Dietary, it's exactly what it sounds like. It's a story about crash dieting gone right. So right that it kind of backfire on you. The snide remarks are at their worst again on Monday. 9:02 a.m., Dr. Kessler. Geez, Pritchard, how many fucking breakfasts did you have today? 9:05 a.m., Dr. Bresden. Can I assume all the long johns are in your tummy, or did you leave one for me this time? Contributing to the obesity epidemic is you tease. You fail at being thin, and torment ensues. Good bedside manner is the last thing these guys are going to waste on a loser secretary. 9:16 a.m., Nurse Valor. I'm supposed to remind you that if the caster stem or gas mechanism goes out on your chair again, It's not coming out of petty cash this time. She's looking for my trademark sad bastard frown, but isn't getting it. The present becomes considerably easy to deal with when you know the future. But don't tell Nurse Valor that, you'd be wasting your jelly-scented breath. Why are you smiling like that, she asks. Are they deep-frying the munchkins and Zoloft now? The happy bluebird inside me sings, thank you for calling Breckenridge Medical Group, Miss Miranda Pritchard speaking, to which Nurse Fowler premieres an extended eye roll my way before stomping off. She can't see it, none of them can. My dirty little secret. 14 pounds and a dress size later, Nurse Fowler is telling anyone who will listen, look, she's either getting laid or planning to bomb this place. No one is that cheerful, she hisses, stomping her Veer-Wang pumps like a child, like a contestant afraid of losing her crown. And I'm daydreaming, elbow, elbow, wrist, wrist, chin out, smile and wave to the crowd. Hips cocked and locked, she's pleading, look, just promise me if you smell rotten eggs, you won't automatically assume someone broke wind. Casing my second Whopper, I hear those pillow soft lips say, because it might be plastic explosives. I'm thinking shoulders back, look left, look right, center. That's ammonium sulfide, you twit, Dr. Allen sneers. And 3-to-1 odds says she's back on the pills. Any takers? Apodexin, Fenfedra, and Decaslim, Leptovox, and Lipofuse. 93% of the time, they all fail. The real trick to finding your success story out of the 10,000 possible disappointments is to remove your willpower and obedience from the equation. Find the method that allows you to be the most yourself and let time do the rest. For as long as it takes, another month, another 24 pounds and 3 dress sizes later, my bare ass is rolling in crinkly paper as 11 chocolate eclairs exact the revenge on my stomach, counting 1, 2, 4 liver spots on Dr. Spicer's shaft. Each time it withdraws from me, yes, I realize there's a child. Well, fuck that kid up.
Called vampire pets.
He heaves, God, you're so small. And my eyes dart from the russet spots to teddy bear wallpaper framing a brochure rack of heart disease, prostate cancer, and low blood sugar. I'm reading autism, brain tumors, herpes as aluminum-colored tufts bump against my pelvis again and again, the cramps in my stomach forcing a groan out of me. Dr. Spicer's eyes go dry and wide, asking, are you coming? Going faster. The Looney Tunes necktie billows and rebounds off his stomach as he plunges me harder, the pasty chicken skin cock throbbing. You're coming, right? He tries again. I grunt, sure, dude. But he's already turning me into his personal Twinkie as the pumps slow down to one prolonged deep thrust, the excess man cake batter seeping out along the edges, dripping. He's panting, pressing that tie against his forehead, his cheeks, the smell of coffee breath stymied by Porky Pig and Wile E. Coyote as chunks of white slap the floor. The doc allows the sodden fabric to slip between his fingers, assuming aloud, you're on birth control, right? As the white ropes bungee jump and hang from his cock, dropping. Trying not to frown as another wave of cramps sweep through, my fingers break a couple nails when they tunnel into the sides of the examination table, groaning again. It was good for me, too, he smiles. Penguin walking over to the counter with pants handcuffing his ankles, pulling a few paper towels out of the tin dispenser and wiping his rod off. Seriously, though, he wads up a damp paper towel, pitching it as my vagina continues to salivate rabid. You are on birth control, right? So like a man to shoot first and ask questions later. I'm sighing, Breckenridge Medical Group, please hold, when my headset beeps. And Dr. Spicer finally pulls out the pad of scripts, putting pen to paper as I search for anything within arm's reach to clean myself off with. I'm gonna tack some Lebanel on here, just in case, he mutters. And finally I snap, I'm already on fucking birth control. Now can you hand me a goddamn paper towel? This fall from grace has already begun. Not quite at goal weight, but already I'm settling back into my former horrible self, little Miss Miranda Pritchard super cunt. Just like those boys so long ago, the doctors all began scratching their heads, wondering how the docile secretary became such an ice queen, using the water cooler as their think tank. Dr. Langley, my money's on meth. Dr. Ulmer, got $1,000 on home colonics and speed. Dr. DeVille, well, whatever she's doing, it's sure as hell having some side effects. The rumors are only heard in sound bites, but not one of them has ever stopped to consider how my new bestie might be encouraging this behavior. We become whom we surround ourselves with. 1:04 p.m. Nurse Fowler, hey, hooker, let's do lunch. We've got to do some damage control before your gown fitting at the boutique. My headset beeps and I say, Breckenridge, hold on a sec. His partner in crime, Nurse Heather Fowler, begins removing various bottles and containers out of a Macy's shopping bag. Popping my third Percocet of the day, I quickly do some mental math as to how long it's going to be before another script refill has to be banged out of Dr. Richards or Camden or Lacey. Heather catches that faraway look in my eyes, suggesting, you might want to chill out on the perks if you plan on staying conscious, bed. So many months and dress sizes later, D-Day is right around the corner and the cramps are their absolute worst. This game that started out innocently has now become a systematic routine of maintenance and self-preservation. The means, although unknown to Nurse Fowler, are ferociously supported to their ends via supplements, cosmetics, and her been-there-done-that advice. It seems we've developed an accord of her living vicariously through me, as my beauty and vitality hold steadfast because of her. Mani-pedis, exfoliation, high-pressure tanning, and deluxe hair care. Not even recrowned yet, and already the royal treatment has begun. Heather hands me a tube and 3 bottles out of the Macy's bag, explaining, we gotta control these breakouts unless you think the pizza face look is sexy. After slamming another couple bottles on my workspace, she pauses to add, that was my attempt at humor, by the way. A little green tube reads Proactive. Vitamins A, B6, and C get added to the collection. Watching Nurse Fowler unpack, my fingertips routinely drum the wooden countertop, chipping another nail. It ricochets into the distance of office space. That keeps happening because your calcium and zinc levels are too low, she explains, removing another couple pill bottles, another tube of skincare. Her pointer finger draws level with my nose as she declares, nothing but high pulp screwdrivers for you, young lady. If you're a beauty queen on the comeback tour, never forget how your own personal nurse is just as important as having a fashion consultant, trainer, and nutritionist. You're only as good as your corner. And it's because of Nurse Fowler that I haven't fallen apart already. She finger feeds me another legion of pills and supplements, more lotions and moisturizers. She says, double up on the vitamin C until your gums stop bleeding. And those get popped along with another 4 Excedrin, another thiamine and niacin. And here's some B7 to stop the hair loss and dry skin, placing another couple tablets in my clammy palm before they're chased with a Diet Coke. Nurse Fowler slides a few tubes my way, little expensive ones, stealing my soda and uncapping an Evian for me, affectionately ordering me to rinse and spit, ho bag, but the watery emission comes out looking like pink lemonade. Heather's Korean car fingernail taps each tube in turn, and she lists disinfectant, shining gloss, enamel repair. But I'm shaking my bratty, pretty face at her, giving her the old pouty frown that millions of dads everywhere fall prey to when there's toys to be picked up and shelved away. That shit makes my gums hurt, taking the poor me approach. But I keep forgetting how Nurse Fowler sticks kids with hypos on the daily. This is nothing to her. Your little bulimia stint did a lot of damage to your teeth, the nurse lectures, pushing the first tube that much closer to me. Her eyebrows nearly hit the ceiling when she asks, I mean, seriously, do you even know how acidic that shit is? And how the hell can you not comprehend this sort of tone? Bulimia fails 92% of the time, but that was found out the hard way ages ago. My sore and bloody mouth says, Breckenridge, hold, when the headset beeps again, whining, but it really hurts, adding pathetically as I sneak drop another Percocet. Like, really. Nurse Fowler dawns a conniving little smirk. The mouth, Miranda, is like the vagina of the face, she explains, picking up the first tube and unscrewing a plastic nipple cap. My lips instinctively curl tight against sore, bloody teeth, knowing what she's about to do. Now that crown could be made of platinum and diamonds, but it won't really matter in the end, she tells me, squeezing a clear pearl-sized glob onto her forefinger. It draws so close the bouquet of polish and disinfecting agents enter my nostrils without inhale. Because no matter how you dress it up, no one likes a chipped, bloody vagina. And again, my face goes all pouty and sad for real this time, with the blob almost kissing my shuddering lower lip. Super coach and BFF Nurse Heather Fowler demands, now smile, bitch, before plunging that stinging digit in my mouth with a brushing motion. The gum fires hurt just enough to mute the cramps. Then Fowler gives a hopeless sigh, fingers circuiting my gums, my teeth, saying for the millionth time, you know, this would be a lot easier if you just tell me what's up with you. But by the frown I'm wearing, she can already see this is a lost cause.
requested that one.
And I fulfilled a request. Okay, so another request. I'm going to read some from Good Sex Great Prayers, which is up at the front for sale. And thank you, Kevin, and everyone that has bought a copy so far. I'm not really going to preface this that much. All I'm going to say is that the character that I'm going to read is one of the main villains. He's a little bit Fred Phelpsy. Just really fucking ignorant and bigoted. And I'm really glad that child left. Because this shit's about to get fucking nasty. Okay, here we go. I'm going to do a few in a row, but they're really, really short. Okay. I don't care if she's fat. I don't care if she's got a stinky bologna cooter that cheeses right up like old potato salad left out at a barbecue. You fuck your wife, all right? You fuck only your wife, because that's the vow that you made. And the Lord doesn't welcome liars into the kingdom, and ain't no good woman deserve to be cheated on just because her puss looked like a pile of hair with chewed bubblegum dropped in it. There's plenty of men locked up that would chop their own tits off for a piece of ass right now, all right? I've met them. I met a man that was locked up for a 20-year stretch, and he says to me, Billy, there were times I got so lonesome, I stuck my pecker in the mattress hole while looking at my girl's picture. All right, Lord is my witness, she's a pig. She's fucking fat and disgusting. I know that. But she's my pig. And I want you to think about that while you're out there delivering our food and supplies and gasoline around our great country. You made a commitment to do a job. You made a commitment to your wife. Do your diligence. Do right by the Lord. And be thankful that you got more than a mattress to squirt into when you get home. Now, for you single men, the road is lonely. Believe me, I know. Ain't got no one to talk to. You got nothing and no one waiting for you at home. Just you and your thoughts, right? And that's when the goddamn devil decides to get in your head. He's getting in there, burrowing deep. He's getting in that fucking noggin of yours, and he makes you hit that bottle and snort that meth you love, all right? You stirring your thoughts around. And then you forget yourself and you forget the Lord. You start thinking with your pecker. All right, so there you are. You're sitting in the cab of your rig. You're drunk, spun, and lonely. And then that knock comes. And it's some dirty fucking lot lizard just checking to see if you want some company. All right, she ain't got no shoes. Got about half her teeth left. And they're yellow and worn the hell down like little pieces of corn. Like you've got little fucking corn teeth is what she got. All right? And she's got sores around her mouth. And this little piece of trash says that she'll let you bust a hard load in her mouth, get her just a little taste of that meth. All right, just a bump to keep her spirits up. And even though you can smell the cock on her breath from the last guy, it's tempting. All right, for a little meth, you could fuck this girl's mouth and not be lonely anymore. You don't have to suffer by yourself. That is the devil thinking, my friends. I promise you, soon as that little girl spits your wad out into the ashtray, she's gone. She's off to the next man. All right, you're worse off than before. That's how clever the devil is. He makes you think that you want this. He takes advantage of you when you're alone and you're weak. And that's why you're here today. You take it from old Billy Burke. You are not alone. A couple more. Right. I want you to pray for your health and the well-being of your kin, your wives, and parents and kids, and pray that the Lord allow you to provide for them food, shelter, warmth, and love. Pray he keeps you on the divine path and let you not fall into the temptation of meth hookers and strippers with the shaved cooters. All right? If you take a tab of ecstasy, you pray to him that you don't wind up breaking into someone's home so you can rub your pecker on their shag carpet. All right? We are men alone in the world, voyaging across the country with little else to count on but ourselves. Let the Lord be the company you keep, not some Puerto Rican escort named Charlo. All right? It may make all the difference between getting home safe and having the sores crop up on your pecker. All right? You know why the sores are red? Do you? The goddamn devil, that's why. All right? Red is the shade of the beast, and the beast lives in the saliva and cunt of every lot lizard and meth hooker you come across. And they're shitters, too. The good book says, and I'm paraphrasing, be wary of a dirty shitter. Now, I see a lot of men here with tattoos, I'll tell you this: AIDS and herpes is the tattoo the devil needles into your skin and your blood, and there ain't no removing it. That shit sticks with you forever, even in the afterlife. And the last thing that you want is to arrive at the pearly gates to greet St. Peter with a fucking cold sore on your lip. One more. One more. One more for the giver. It feels so good to say this out loud. Oh, God, I'm gonna go to hell. All right, there's a gay bar down the street from here. Already?
Really? Just so casual.
Now, what comes to mind when you think of gay bars? I'll tell you. A bunch of sweaty young men rubbing their peckers and fingering each other's shitters. They're dancing to that crazy techno music. They're playing grab ass with each other, kissing on each other. One guy jerking another guy off until he squirts a hot load on his forehead in the bathroom. Lord is my witness. These guys are taking just piles of dick butter, and they're using it to style their fucking hair. I've seen it. Right? Now, you may be asking yourself, all right, what the hell was old Billy doing in the fag bar? Well, I wasn't sucking on no dicks, I can tell you that. And if some guy happened to buy me a drink because he thought I looked like a young Clint Eastwood, that's my fucking business. All right, I was scouting. I was formulating the attack, as it were. See, you lot here, you drive by it, you curse it under your breath and ignore it. But old Billy here, he ain't afraid to get his hands dirty. And let it be known, Billy Burke will step into the devil's den if that's what needs doing. Ain't make no mistake, it does need doing, gentlemen. And if they're going to ignore the Lord and his word, then we got to bring the word to them. Got to get our hands dirty. Maybe even get some spermicidal lubricant on. I don't know. But this is divine intervention, my friends. That's it.
Well, I think I heard everyone laughing. Come on, let's face it, we've all been there, right?
Really, what are the odds that a child shows up, like right at that moment when you start reading? What are the chances?
We'd like to thank City Lit Books for having us. The owner is over there writing all of our names down, so we'll never ever be allowed to be here again. We'd like to thank Brandon Teets for having us as well and for asking us to be a part of this. This is a lot of fun.
And,
Really.
Totally
This
on
is,
a roll.
we never do this live. It's always recorded. We can edit all this
I
crap
will
up.
be editing this very moment. Everybody who was the reader, Richard Thomas, Jack Gems, who we had to spend like 5 minutes figuring out the name beforehand because we're terrible with pronouncing names, and Ben Tanzer, everybody, for reading. Thanks for joining us.
If you'd like to hear this all again, it will be available probably within the week at bookpodcast.com and everywhere fine book or podcasts can be heard, right?
There's
things
other
places.
you can look
There's
at.
other podcasts you can listen to apparently. That's really it. Where are we going? I promised we'd have a place that everybody could go and eat.
I know people
I had
are
like 4 cookies today. That's what I've eaten.
I was thinking, and this is a risky proposition, but Revolution Brewing is like pretty nearby, but it's probably going to be pretty busy right now, but it's a nice place to go. So I'm going to try and push people in that direction. If anyone wants to join us, probably food and drinks and all that kind of stuff. But big thanks for everybody. I know that they close at 7, so they probably want to be
One last chance to buy a book. They're waiting. There's no
Last-
line.
Thanks everybody for coming out. Have a great night. Should I do the weird, like, I'm technologically, I don't know what I'm doing, and like talking right into the camera during the live feed?
That's what you're doing right now.
Is that what I'm? Kevin Lynn Helmick.
It's the last we're going to see of Braden Cameron for a while.
And I had just written like literally one piece of question.
Any final words, Braden?
I thought,
No.
that was really fun. I know.
Oh,
Awesome.
keep reading for the stars.
That